This is me spending my birthday in the Maldives with 15 strangers, and it ended up being one of the best decisions I've ever made. If you're new here, I'm Diana, US-born Latina who moved abroad and never looked back. I always thought the Maldives would be a honeymoon trip. I even had it on my vision board. But then my best friend Flavi, aka Latina Traveler, found this group trip with Reroad, and everything just happened to fall on my birthday, so I had to go. Not gonna lie, I was hesitant because I did think, why don't me and her just go alone? But I've never done a group trip before, and something in me told me that this would be different, more fun, and less predictable. So day one, we go to Malé, we take a boat to Mafushi Island, a local island, and that's where everything begins. We check into our guest house, we explore the island a bit, and that night we had dinner on the beach, and then out of nowhere, they all started singing happy birthday to me when we got back from the restaurant. And I told you, I just met these people a few hours ago. It was so sweet of them. On day two, we snorkeled and saw a sea turtle, and we also spotted dolphins from the boat laid out in the sandbanks in the middle of the ocean. We did some drone footage, and that was super fun because it turned out amazing. Since my birthday was the day before and another person's birthday in the group was that night, we decided it would be really cool to celebrate our birthdays together, so we went to the Mafushi boat party. The Maldives are dry islands, and unless you're on a resort island, this is the only way to enjoy a party and a drink scene. There's nothing like reggaeton and drinks on a rocking boat to help us all bond, and that was so much fun. The third day we swam with nurse sharks. I didn't know prior to this that nurse sharks can actually bite your fingers, and it's best not to open your hands while you're underwater. So that was a new fear unlocked because I thought they were harmless. After this, we visited a local island called Phu Lith Hu. I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly. And that's where we met stingrays, and yes, their skin does feel a little strange and slimy. On day 4, we had a full day at the resort, so it was nothing but relaxation and vacation. We enjoyed a buffet lunch and unlimited drinks. On day 5, we tried scuba diving, and let me just say, it is not as easy as it seems. That pressure on your ears was one of the worst or painful experiences I've had. It definitely requires practice. On day 6, we woke up super early to find whale sharks, and they're not so easy to find, I learned. We were lucky enough to find one right away. We were there with him for a good 7 minutes before he headed into deep waters, and we also saw manta rays. Day 7 was our last full day, and here we had the freedom to choose whatever we wanted to do. So my bestie and I, we chose to do dolphin spotting. We were lucky enough to be the only ones on the boat, so it felt like we had a private tour. And we even had the pleasure to have really cool one-on-one conversations with the guides. We asked them what life was like on the islands for them, their upbringing, and we learned so much. It was for sure one of the highlights of the trip for me. Later, we met up with the group for one last night of dancing and fun. At this point, it didn't feel like a group trip anymore. It felt like we had known these people forever already. And we even made plans for a reunion in the summer in London, and I'm too excited for this. This trip reminded me that you don't have to wait for a honeymoon or a partner or even friends or the perfect time to experience something this beautiful. Try group trips and just go. Sometimes it even ends up being better than what you imagined.